Welcome to QuickStory English, where every story helps you learn English in a fun and emotional way. Today's story is called The Day at the Pool That Changed Everything. Listen carefully, repeat the sentences, and learn new words through a real-life adventure of friendship, fun, and an unforgettable swimming day. It was a bright Friday afternoon, and the sun was shining over our small town. For me and my friends, Friday meant one thing: swimming day. We were a group of 6 boys: Peter, Tom, Ryan, Lucas, Ben, and me, David. We were all 12, except Peter, the youngest, who was 11 but always tried to act older. Swimming was our favorite thing in the world. No matter how tired we were from school, the moment we smelled the chlorine from the public pool, our energy returned. Our swimming pool was an old but clean place, with big blue tiles, loud echoes, and the smell of soap and water everywhere. Every Friday at 3 p.m., we arrived there with our towels hanging around our necks and our backpacks full of snacks, goggles, and excitement. Before swimming, we always went to the locker room. The locker room was noisy. Laughter, running feet, and the sound of lockers slamming shut. We quickly changed our clothes into swimwear. The rule was clear: before and after swimming, everyone must take a shower. "Come on, David, don't take forever," Ryan shouted. "I'm coming," I laughed, turning the shower tap on. But instead of washing fast, we often joked, sprayed water at each other, and laughed until our stomachs hurt. The lifeguard, Mr. Clark, was always watching us from the poolside. He was tall, serious, and wore sunglasses even inside the building. Sometimes he smiled at our jokes, but other times his whistle cut through the air like thunder. "One more splash and you're out," he would shout. We would behave for 5 minutes, and then start again. After showering, we jumped into the water. The feeling was amazing, cool, fresh, and light. Every time my body touched the water, I felt free, like I was flying. We started with 1,000 feet of breaststroke. That was our warm-up. Then we switched to freestyle, racing against each other for 20 minutes. The sound of splashing water, cheering friends, and laughter filled the pool. Peter was small but fast. He always tried to beat Tom, who was the best swimmer among us. Once Peter almost won, but his goggles slipped off, and he stopped mid-race, yelling, "Unfair! My goggles betrayed me." We laughed so hard that even Mr. Clark couldn't stop smiling. After racing, we played water ball, our favorite part. The ball bounced across the pool, and we dived like dolphins to catch it. Sometimes we argued about who scored first, but we always ended up laughing again. Those Fridays were the happiest moments of our childhood. But last Friday was different. It started like any other day. The water sparkled, our laughter filled the air, and the sun sent golden light through the glass ceiling. After swimming for nearly 2 hours, we were exhausted. "Time to shower and go home," said Lucas. We all nodded and headed to the showers, joking and pushing each other as usual. But as soon as Ryan entered, he screamed, "Ew, what is that?" We ran to see. Right there, in the middle of the shower floor, was something disgusting. Someone, probably a child, had left excrement in the shower. The smell was terrible. Everyone covered their noses. "Who did that?" Tom shouted, angry and shocked. "It must be a little kid," said Ben. "Maybe he got scared." Peter stepped back, shaking his head. "That's so gross. I'm not showering here today." The lifeguard came over and closed the area immediately. "No one showers until it's cleaned," he said firmly. We quickly dressed without showering and left, but for some reason I couldn't stop thinking about it. That little moment changed something in me. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the unknown child. Why did it happen? Was it an accident? Was he scared? I remembered how big and echoing the pool was, how small a child could feel there. The next morning, I told my mom what happened. She looked at me seriously and said, "David, sometimes kids are scared to ask for help. Maybe that child was alone." Her words stayed in my mind. Maybe we had laughed too much and never noticed someone struggling. Maybe someone needed help, and we didn't see it. That thought made me quiet the next Friday. When we went swimming again, everything seemed normal. We joked, showered, and jumped in as always. But then I noticed a small boy standing alone near the shallow end of the pool. He looked around nervously, holding a towel tightly. He reminded me of myself when I first started swimming. I walked over and said, "Hey, are you new here?" He nodded shyly. "I'm Sam. My mom dropped me off. I don't know how to swim yet." "Don't worry," I said. "We'll help you." Peter and I started showing him how to float. At first he panicked, holding onto the edge tightly, but slowly, with encouragement, he began to trust the water. After 10 minutes he smiled. "I did it!" he shouted, splashing the water happily. We all clapped. Even Mr. Clark gave a thumbs up from the side. From that day on, Sam became part of our group. Weeks passed, and Sam became a great swimmer. He was brave, curious, and always smiling. He told us one day that he used to be afraid of the showers, afraid of being laughed at. He had a stomach problem and once had an accident at the pool, the same day we saw the mess. It was him. We froze. He didn't know we were there that day. Peter looked at him and said softly, "Hey, it's okay, man. Everyone makes mistakes." Sam smiled with tears in his eyes. "Thanks. I just didn't want anyone to know." That moment was powerful. We realized how easily we laugh at things we don't understand, and how a little kindness could change someone's life. By the end of the summer, we were all better swimmers and better friends. We no longer just played. We helped each other improve. Peter learned to dive perfectly, and Sam could swim across the whole pool. On our last Friday, we sat at the pool's edge watching the sunset through the big glass windows. The water was calm, golden in color. "Next summer we'll come again," said Ryan. "Yeah," I replied. "But even if we don't, we'll always remember this place." We stood up one by one and jumped in the pool together. One last splash. The water rose high and shimmered like diamonds. It was more than just swimming. It was friendship, courage, and growing up. Thank you for listening to The Day at the Pool That Changed Everything. What did you learn from this story? In life, a small act of kindness can make a big difference. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and practice your English every day with QuickStory English. See you in the next story.